Welcome to Madison Public Library in Madison, Ohio's Theater of the Mind, Shakespeare Edition. Today we begin with Act 2, Scene 3 of William Shakespeare's famous tragedy Macbeth. To hear more of Macbeth, like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This is the first time we meet Lennox and Macduff, also Thanes. We hear from King Duncan's other son, Donalbain, for the first time as well. Lennox is played by Colt H., Macduff is played by Melanie L., the porter is Margaret B., also in this scene are Macbeth, played by Joe P., Lady Macbeth, played by D. C., and Banquo, played by Sue V. King Duncan's two sons, Malcolm, played by Bailey B., and Donalbain, played by Sarah V., are also in the scene.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enough about you. Here you'll swear for it. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith, here's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? Faith, here's an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, never quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll delver porter it no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go to the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon, I pray you, remember the porter.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed, that you do lie so late?
Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him. It sets him on, and it takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him, makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night.
That it did, sir, in the very throat on me, but I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, though he took up my legs sometimes, yet I made a shift to cast him.
Is thy master stirring? Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet 'tis one.
The labor we delayed in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown out. And, as they say, lamentings heard I the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying with the accents of terrible, of dire combustion and confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel. Follow to it.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple, and stole thence the life of the building.
What is it you say? The life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak, see, then speak yourselves. Awake, awake! Ring the alarm bell! Murder and treason, Banquo and Donalbain, Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up, up, and see the great doom's image. Malcolm, Banquo, as from your graves rise up and walk like sprites. To countenance this horror, ring the bell.
What's this business that such a hideous trumpet cars to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak.
O gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our royal master's murdered.
Woe, alas, what in our house?
Too cruel anywhere, dear deaf, I prithee, contradict thyself, and say it is not so.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For, from this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn. In the mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father's murdered.
Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were badged with blood, so were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury, that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition my violent love outrun the pauser, reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breeks with gore. Who could refrain? That had a heart to love, and in that heart, courage to make his love known.
Help me hence, ho!
Look to the lady.
Why do we hold our tongues, that most may claim this argument for ours?
What should be spoken here were our fate. Hid in an auger hole may rush and seize us. Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed.
Nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
Look to the lady, and then we of our naked frailties hid that suffering exposure let us meet, and question this most bloody piece of work. To know it further, fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I.
So all.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness, and meet in the hall together.
Well contented.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office, which the false man does easy. I'll to England.
To Ireland I. Our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men's smiles. The near in blood, the nearer bloody.
This murderous shaft that's shot hath not yet lightened, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore, to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave-taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself, where there's no mercy left.
And this was Act 2, Scene 3 of Macbeth. Thank you to Margaret, Melanie, Colt, Joe, Dee, Sue, Sarah, and Bailey. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for the next scene of Macbeth. Also, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest.